Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation. Lord, look lovingly on this group gathered here during this meeting as we discuss and deliberate on issues of importance to this council. Help us to be guided by your Spirit. May we be wise in our discernment, balanced in our judgment, fair in our decision, and visionary in our planning. Though we may at times have differing views, may we listen to one another and be guided by our common goals. May we always be mindful in our words and actions of what is best for our citizens, in our community. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, once again, welcome everybody to the June 21st meeting of the Mount Holy City Council. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Lingo? Here. Mr. Parsons? Mr. Redding?
Here.
Mrs. Dosa? Mr. George?
Here.
Mr. Mueller?
Here.
Mr. Young?
Here.
Okay, we have two members absent tonight. Would anybody like to?
Make a motion to excuse Mrs. Dosa and Mr. Parsons.
Yeah, Mr. George has made a motion to excuse the two missing councilmen. Ms. DeLingo has seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. You have before you the minutes of our last council meeting, May 17th, 2022. I seem to read all by the misprints or misspellings, so does anybody else have anything that they've seen in the council minutes?
I did not see anything.
Nobody sees anything. I'd ask for a motion to adopt as printed.
I'll make a motion to adopt the minutes from
Mr. Mueller
May 17th.
has made a motion to adopt as printed.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Redding. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Congratulations, last one, you slid by. Correspondence. There were some things on your desk from Metro, the Council on Aging, and Mount Healthy Raceway Park, giving you an update on numbers of it, of how many people's using it.
Ross, Kim is here tonight. She'll go over the homeowner assistance stuff as a special guest.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody else have any correspondence they needed to bring forward? Okay. Guests and special events.
Go up there, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I'm Kim Clark. I work for Council on Aging of Southwest Ohio. And I'm here just to quickly talk about, and you have two documents that they just referenced, in regards to the Hamilton County Senior Utility Program. That is a program that the Hamilton County Commissioners had developed through the Hamilton County Tax Levy. It is for older adults 60 and over, and it allows for the opportunity for older adults that wouldn't otherwise meet program eligibility for like in-home services to either have home modifications such as grab bars put in, ramps, and then also get a one-time credit for their utility from Duke or Greater Cincinnati Water Works, up to $500. In your papers, you'll see that the income requirements, they're a little bit bigger than your typical low-income type programs that are out there that provide like utility assistance and things like home modification. So I'm here today just to kind of put the word out for the older adults that are in this community as an opportunity for them to, if they need a home modification in their home, or the opportunity to get a $500 or a $200 credit through either Duke or Waterworks to help offset some of their costs, or even, making sure that they aren't forced in a shut-off especially during this time of year with the heat. In addition to the cost of the rising cost of things, it will help kind of offset to help them be able to purchase, food and things like that. So we have found through this program so far that looking at our zip codes, this area has been higher of people that have provided applications. So we thought it was a good opportunity to come and talk to the council to kind of put this program out and word out to our older adults that are 60 or over living in this community. So that's kind of in a nutshell.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, council, questions?
Just one thing more for, I guess, council or administration is, can we get this information on the website? Okay. And then I know some people don't, probably mainly the older community, don't have computers, but I don't know if there's another way a good way for Mount Healthy citizens to get this at our seniors, but I mean, guess figure out a way to do our best to get this information up to everybody.
There's a phone number they can call, so they don't have to go online. They could call us and we'll go through all the information with them. It's real simple. They just have to give us their household, number of people live in the household and their income. There's no papers they have to submit to show what their income is. It's just, we take it on a verbal. So they can call the number, they can email us. All the information's on this paper. So there's a variety of ways. We get a fair amount of phone calls because, like I said, a lot of the seniors don't. But even if a family member wants to submit it for them, that's fine. And we can call them back to get more information.
Okay, thank you.
All
Good
right.
program.
Yes, we're excited.
Anything
So-
else, council? Questions?
That'll be all.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Kim, very much. Do you need a last name? Oh, you got it.
No, I got it.
Okay. Public input. Says time of council. Anybody who'd like to address council may do so. Okay. Need you to come up to the podium. Name and address.
My name is Doug Bays, 7405 Perry Street. I printed up 8 copies of these. It's just a little drawing I did if anybody wants to see one. But, so we're here to see about vacating an alley that's right next to my house on Perry Street. So I did a little drawing. There's the alley, the business alleys run north and south, but this is an alley right between the houses that goes east and west. My house actually sits 3 feet, I had it all surveyed, and it sits 3 feet onto the city property. So it's, my house is like that far off of the alley. It's got bushes right there. So it's real close. I own the property on both sides of the alley. My business is in the back, construction company back there. So there's also, there's 3 alleys within probably 150, 200 feet that go that direction. So in my opinion, vacating that alley where we are, it doesn't take any of the business effect away from the garbage trucks and things going up and down in the alleys. There's also, so the alleys run all the way through Mount Healthy, right? They don't just run right in a business district. So right across the street, like my alley goes across and hits Perry Street, and then most all other alleys continue going all the way through. Right across the street, that alley's already been vacated years ago. It's grassed over. So the other 2 alleys that run in off of Perry Street go all the way through still. This one cuts off. So, and the other thing is, I mean, I'm sure it's concerned with all of them, is safety things. I mean, just yesterday, there was a wreck right back there in the back corner of our alley. We had some police chases go flying through there. I know that's the way I have my house set up, but I mean, I have 3 kids, my neighbor has 4 kids, and they all kind of play. So we kind of sit out there and watch it. So there's a lot of benefits, in my opinion. But I'm trying to get it vacated so that I can now be a driveway, or I guess it gets split in half and goes to both parcels, which I own both. So, did I miss anything? Well, we want to negotiate on purchasing it, but from my understanding, I think sometimes they if you guys vacate them, maybe it's upon me and the neighbor, which would be myself, that own both properties, I guess, to pay all costs for that, and then get the paperwork done. So
We've done that in the past, yes.
I think the alley he's talking about, across the street, we did that. It was a grass alley for
Yeah.
years, but it was Junior Abbott, and he'd come up here, and he was one of the first ones that I had experience with doing it. So when you say years ago, all that means is I've been here for a long time. But yeah, I mean, I think he brings up a good point. It's not a through alley, it's just a stub between Perry and Hamilton, or really not even Hamilton, Perry. What is it? Yeah, it goes on out to Hamilton.
I think it does go to Hamilton.
Yeah, but it's, yeah, so it's a stub between there. But yeah, we don't sell public land, right? If we do, we have to auction it off and so forth, and, you know, lowest bidder, and those don't work. But when situations like this come into play with an alley that, whether it was like paper, or we've called them grass, or an alley that really serves no purpose, you know, the process has been in the past that we said is you just vacate it. The owners that are interested in it, they pay for the requirements that get it recorded, right, Denise? When you need a legal description.
Legal, survey and legal description.
Survey and legal description.
Approved by tax map. And
Yeah, and then approved by tax map, then it can be recorded and it's vacated and it's split to each parcel owner on each side. I mean, I spoke to Greg brought it, Greg kind of, I think you went to Greg first, Cutter, right, in our street department. There's no use there. I did mention tonight, we will want to make sure that there isn't some type of a sanitary or something there that
Yeah.
you know, if there's no utilities at all in that alley, it really doesn't serve a purpose, so.
especially with an encroachment on there, so.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, next step I would say would be to get with Greg and confirm that's the case. If council has no concern about this, then Scott can get with Scott Solomon, because we did a vacation not too long ago, right? I mean,
Yeah, you did.
No,
we did it on Hickman.
Hickman Street,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, that happened, it wasn't an alley, it was a piece of property the city owned that it was vacant land, and we just did that, gave it to each side. So there's definitely a precedent here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just get Greg to confirm for our next meeting that there's no utility issues or anything else, and then, you know, you can run with it from there. So,
We're talking about vacating the alley from Perry Street to the north-south alley,
Yes,
not going all the way to Hamilton?
Correct.
Okay.
correct, yeah. It's a huge benefit to me, with me owning both properties and my business back there. A safety concern, and it just, I've been wanting to do it for years. I never actually just came up to go do it, so.
Will you keep it as a paved surface, or will you turn it into grass?
Paved. I will block off the backside by the north-south so that people still don't cut through there. Block it off back in that direction, but it would just kind of act as a driveway back to my garages and my business that's back there now.
Just have a quick question. Is that the alley that continues to run east, just north of the cemetery?
So the Ohio Insurance Agency on,
Yeah, you
It's up
should
one
pass
more.
around your
Okay.
drawings, they're
Yeah,
actually pretty
yeah.
helpful.
Yeah,
But no, Joe, we vacated across the street,
yes.
it's Junior Abbott's, we did that years ago.
I know which one it is.
It wasn't paved, it was grass.
Okay.
I want to take.
Yeah, I think I just got it
It
confused
goes
with
all
that
the
one.
way
then.
So, yeah, so
Okay.
there's nothing
Hamilton,
across the street from
Right
there.
there. So he built a big, oh, yeah, so this is the north and south alley right here. I'm sorry.
Oh, behind.
Yeah, yeah.
it's the alley directly behind Ohio Insurance Agency.
Gotcha.
Okay.
See it, yeah.
So,
He built a big garage.
I did
right
the,
there.
in the blue was all the alleys, and the faded orange was the
You wanna keep
streets.
this?
Yep. Okay, I'm good with it.
I know where it's at too.
I think your only concern would just be people who don't, once this is vacated, people going down there, not knowing that it's blocked off. You may want to, that's something you may want to consider, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do a fence all the way
Yeah,
across
that's
there.
fine.
I'd like to put,
Yeah.
if it was allowed, I'd like to put a gate just in case I have to get through, but it'd be just like, if that's not allowed, then that's fine. That'd just be a solid privacy fence all the way
Yeah,
across there.
because somebody
So,
comes through, let's say we get it done tomorrow in a month, pulling through there, and they don't know it's closed, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's-
So,
yeah. Well, it was a huge safety concern for us with the kids there, so as soon as I had approval, I would do something immediately,
yeah.
just to keep people from going through there.
I mean, it's lower maintenance costs for the city too.
Right.
Be it, it's not that much, but,
Unless we have to,
right, it's
We're not
something.
really maintaining our alleys anyway, I'm sure a lot of people would argue,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I was told there was a treasure underneath there too.
Right.
you never know.
Find bones.
I'm sure
That's
Greg's
fine.
watching, he'll verify that there's no utilities, and then, you know, follow back up at that point with Scott, maybe for the next meeting, and he can get with Scott Solomon, and, you know, you guys could do a first reading, you know, for the vacation, and that way it gives people, you know, plenty of time, you know. I've always said, tell people, because somebody's gonna come up and say, I didn't know anything about that, why are you doing that for him, you know. And I think he brings a lot of good points. It's not a through alley, it's not like we're cutting an alley off, there's
Yep.
nothing across
Yeah.
the street. you know, you would argue the alleys to the north and south of that wouldn't be as a viable kind of thing to do because it continues on, so.
And then, well, the other one big thing, if someone was ever raised the issue down the road, I had my whole yard surveyed for fence reasons, and my house sits 3 feet onto the alley property. So the alley cuts right through there, so.
Yeah, that's also.
So, I
We,
mean,
we have a lot of those pieces like that.
there is a lot like that.
They weren't real big on surveying years ago.
Well, the other thing is too, is there's 2 other alleys there,
Right.
right? I mean, there's 3 alleys, so, I mean,
Close to each other.
it's nice if you want to get around traffic on Hamilton,
That's what
but
mainly that's what it is.
that's all I ever use them for, so.
Hamilton Avenue gets backed up and the cars just go zipping through there, so but that's where they are.
Okay.
Is that all?
Well, Mr.
Sounds good,
Bays,
yep.
we'll
Thanks for the proposal.
Yeah.
get started on this.
Thanks for your time.
See what we can do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you need these
Thanks.
Did
back?
you want these back?
Okay.
Okay, anybody else like to address council? Okay, committee reports. Business partnership, Paul Young III.
We had a business meeting yesterday. Got changed from last week because of illness. Talked about the needing help with the refreshment booth for July 3rd for the celebration 6 to 9. So if anybody out there wants to help from around 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock for the refreshments, that would be much appreciated. And still looking for a vice president of the business association, so looking for volunteers for that too. And mayor's not here. We talked with Little Dutch, and it looks like they have a sale that might be closing here July 1st, hopefully. They are keeping all of Little Dutch's recipes.
Oh, wonderful.
So everything will be the same for that. Chris has volunteered to help them for 6-week intervals and things like that. So look for some soft openings coming up here in July, hopefully, as long as that all goes through okay. As you know, sales, who knows? The Historic Society had a very successful yard sale, and they will also be doing their ice cream and cookies during the 4th or the 3rd July celebration there, root beer floats. So come up and support that also. And a historic building is also putting central air in, moving up in history there. So they'll be putting central air in the old building there. That will help with their artifacts and different things like that too.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's about all I got.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Young. Questions? Okay, thank you. Beautification, Ms. Lingo.
We finished planting at City Hall and some pots in the park, and everything's still living, so I'm excited about that. I have a black thumb. I can't believe I'm in charge of this. And that's basically it.
Okay, thank you. Finance is Mr. Parsons. He's not here. Does anybody else on the committee have a report?
I do not.
Okay. Parks, back to Ms. Lingo.
I don't have a report, and I was unable to go to the concert. Did anybody go? Friday?
I did
I
not.
listened to it from
I heard
the
it,
yard.
but I didn't go.
I was unable to
I
go.
think they said they thought they had about 100 people there. or something. They
Good,
had
good. I'll be
bar-
there this Friday, but,
barbecue, Or I think it was barbecue food truck that people liked, so it was good.
yeah, it's gonna be
Good.
there this weekend too, I think, the barbecue food truck.
Okay, streets and safety, Mr. Redding.
On streets, just Adams and is done. So Adams, and that's Adams, North Elizabeth, North Hickman, all the striping is in, looks like. And that's since our last council meeting. I don't recall the date that was totally completed. Is there a sign-off process, Bill, has that been completed, or?
Yeah, I mean, they'll do a final punch list
Okay,
for final payment with that, yeah.
okay. And then also on streets, just to follow up on striping, we talked about if the estimate goes over $20,000, we'll be told about it. But in talking with Bill today, it's a bit of a process in working through the state and all the other players concerned, so it'll be a while before we get that estimate.
Right. And what I was gonna mention in my report, that TEC did notify the state that, hey, we're gonna make some modifications. So they've been made aware of it. So then once the contractor lets TEC and John know who will actually do the striping, then they'll get that estimate, but that could be down the road. We thought they were coming in this week, but there's no sign of them. Greg said there was a thing for the 23rd to do some sign movement or something like that, but they'll get here. You'll know.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had some markings on our yard, so
Yeah.
I figured
yeah.
they're starting to look.
Starting to look, yep.
Yeah.
In Compton Road, we're still on schedule for that?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Okay. And then, last month you gave us an update on the ambulance. This is more safety. Still same place with the chip?
No, it actually is now at the, they did get the chip and it got moved to the,
Put the box on?
box on.
Okay.
And the guy said to Steve that he would get it to us by the end of the year. I'm sure they're giving themselves plenty of wiggle room, so.
And then in August, we have our wish list again that we need to go over for new street projects.
Yeah,
So-
we're meeting with JMA, when did we set that, Scott?
Wednesday?
Wednesday the 11th, or Wednesday at 11. So kind of an introduction and just meet them and then
Okay.
kind of, prep them for, what we want them to do.
Okay.
So that'll-
I was gonna schedule a meeting before next council meeting for a list of streets, and I'll work with Scott to get that information, so I can have it for a committee meeting before council meeting on July 19th.
Right.
So I'm gonna schedule one for July 19th at 6.
Right. I gave the latest one to Paul. I think you were on that email, so, because you had asked for that, right?
Right,
You'd-
yes.
yeah, he was just curious one time, and because, we have that, like, a working list that's kind of fluid, as priorities change, but it kind of at least keeps us, reminds us what were our priorities were the year before and so forth. So he has an active, updated list, so.
Okay. Yeah, I have been missing emails, but I got a new laptop, so I got to working through that. so.
Okay, good.
And I talked to Alex once. I think I'm going to have to talk to her again, so.
Well, Alex won't be able to help you, but,
No.
yeah.
Oh, that's, time flies.
I know.
So, so that is that for streets. On safety, we got the chief's report in our packet. I'll just put it this way, there's one particular issue that concerns me, and that's kind of like I'll just say it's the communication and issues with the school system, and it sounds like Bill was in meetings with those folks. It soon will roll over to Scott. So I'll work through Scott to figure out, to find out what's going on and get more information on it, and hopefully we can get a resolution, because that's a concern, especially with what's happened lately.
Yeah, my last day in the office is a big meeting, so
Okay.
we'll go out with a bang. No, Scott will be involved. We got everybody. We're just trying to, it's more of it's just more of we need to get a better flow of communication, better flow, get everybody on the same page and just work through it. And, I think a lot happened right before school, which is kind of typical, right? Everybody's excited, things are getting out. And so we kind of dipped down. Everybody's got their vacations out of the way, so we're going to start hammering things out and get on the same page and,
Okay.
and get it turned over to Scott so that we're ready to go, and the chief that we're ready to go when school starts back up in August.
Yeah, because it's, to me, it's quite a concern. I'm like, so, but we'll get that worked out. So that is all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Redding. Questions for Mr. Redding? Any? Okay, moving on then to schools, Mr. George.
No report at this time.
Okay, thank you. Library is Ms. Dosa, she's not here. Urban Tree, Ms. Lingo.
No report.
Okay. We Thrive, Mr. Mueller.
No report. Meeting was canceled.
Okay. Mayor's report. We have no mayor tonight, but he has a motion per section 401 of the Mount Healthy Chapter Charter to appoint a new city manager. What do we got to do there, Bill?
Right. So in our charter, the mayor appoints city manager, council approves. So obviously the mayor is selected, Scott appointed him asked him, or offered him the position of employment. Scott's accepted. So I think just officially, we just need a motion by council, approving the appointment.
Do we need more than
Do we have-
5?
Do we need more than 5?
No, we need a majority, so we don't have to, because the rule of 5 comes into play when you have to waive
Right.
the
Rules,
This
okay.
is just a motion. If we have a council, if we have 4 people to do a council meeting, so we could do it with
Okay.
4. So, I mean, and obviously, there's been, all the cooperation and support has been great, so I don't, the 2 people that aren't here tonight, I know they don't have an issue with it, so.
Right. Okay. So a motion per section. Does somebody need to make this motion?
Yes, council would make the motion, simple motion, just a motion.
Are there any
approving the mayor's
Are
appointment.
there
of
any
Scott Bowers.
questions
Yeah.
first before we proceed on this? Ask council if there's any questions. Okay.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the mayor's request for new city manager, appointment of the new city manager, Mr. Scott Bauer.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Mr. Redding has made a motion to appoint, to
Approve the appointment.
make the motion. Mr. Young has seconded.
All right, jumped in on a,
I had to think who did it. The brain don't work too long. Okay, Mr. Young has made a motion second to adopt. Roll call, or just voice?
We can do roll call.
Okay.
Mrs. Lingo,
Aye.
Mr. Parsons, Mr. Redding,
Aye.
Mrs. Dosa, Mr. George,
Aye.
Mr. Mueller,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
aye.
Mr. Bittner, aye. What the heck? All right, well, congratulations, Scott, I think.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Excited about it.
Okay, city manager's report, Mr. Coker.
Keep it pretty brief for you tonight. I won't keep you here all night. First one I want to go over, I'd kind of fallen under the kind of professional courtesy, and I was thinking about it today. I want to say a name, and I'm pretty sure one person, but maybe 2 might remember. Does anybody remember John Ligori?
Yep.
Yes.
John was a police officer
Yes.
here many years ago. Actually, was a K-9. John left the city and went on and worked at different places. I believe he's now working at the Park District. He's still an officer. We're interested in bringing him back on part-time. He can bring a lot to he's got years of experience. He was here last time I was here, so that was in the early 90s. So obviously, if he's still in police work, he's got a lot of experience. And I'm not asking for anything special. He's going to be hired in as a part-timer. I typically wouldn't come and bring this up to you guys, or we would just hire part-timers. That's how we can do it. Honestly, we hire, if you're qualified, we hire you. We don't have a line of 50 waiting in line. I mean, we hardly have any. The only caveat to this is John is the chief's brother-in-law. So I just want to let you guys know that, at the 3rd of July, how things can get going. Oh, your chief's just hiring family. He's hiring a brother. No, John is going to be a good addition to the department and be a value for us. And like I said, anybody that's qualified, we'll hire. It's not like he's jumping ahead of people. We got nobody. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that was going to happen. We're not, he's going to fall right in as to where a part-time officer under the contract that they have. So we're not doing anything special there or anything like that. So I just kind of want to let you know. So there was 3 that remember John, huh?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
All
worked
right.
with my
Oh,
brother.
well, yeah.
It's on the fire department. and-
Oh, was he? Okay.
Well, he wasn't on, I was on,
Okay.
but we'd help with the dog up at the schools,
All right.
you
Yep.
know, and hide in the lockers and things like that.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun. Good. Well, there you go. So anyway, just wanted to kind of let you guys know that. I mean, I'm sure you've heard we're struggling mightily with the pool, and then of course last week, one of the hottest days of the year, the health department shut us down. I don't know if you heard that. It was an issue with the valve, and it wasn't flowing. It was not being chlorinated properly, and so we got closed down. I think it was closed down just Thursday. We're only open 3 days a week, which just stinks. But it was reopened on Saturday, and it was open today. I got an email because I had asked the pool management company kind of how because we really got the word out, right? We had a lot of interest. I mean, people were calling and everything. And I said, hey, can you give me some feedback on, are we making a difference here? Are we getting in? And he said that, oh, it's the wrong one here. Unfortunately, he said that, I said, has our plea that went out helped? Yes and no. There have been many interested candidates. However, the bulk of them do not know how to swim or have are not very strong swimmers. While the overwhelming response has resulted in many applicants, only one has been able to pass the lifeguard test thus far. He says now, again, there's another round. I think they have 11 more people that have signed up to try to come through again. So if it gets better, if we can hire more people out of that, we're just trying to get this. We worked with them. It's like, hey, if somebody from Mount Healthy wants to work it, you can't take them from Mount Healthy and put them in a pool where else you need that. We're putting our neck out. We're recruiting people, and we want them to work here, and they're in agreement of that. So, but we got to get more than a couple more people to really move the dial for us to be able to keep it open more than what's open right now. So it stinks. So this is the second year of this contract. I've already talked to Scott about this. Talked, Melanie. You guys can look at it. Call around. There's Swim Safe is the other company. This is Cincinnati Pool Management. Those are really the two out there that do it. Find out how they did last year. Everybody seems to be struggling. I don't think what they're telling us is a lie. If they don't have, they had, what they're saying. What happens is, a company like Kings Island will come in and just poach people and pay them way more than what they're paying them, or just just been a struggle for them. So I know they're trying their best. I'm sure, what I suggested, and you guys can figure this out, is, rightfully so, people have asked, hey, I paid about a season pass, what are you going to do? And I said, look, we knew that the pool was going to be open so many days between, Memorial Day and the middle of August. Find out how many days that is. Find out how many days we were actually open. And if we were only open 60% of the time, then yeah, either refund them or give them a credit for next year. I think that's the only fair thing to do. But right now to say, oh yeah, we're going to do this, we don't know, right? I mean, we're still hopeful that we can hire a few more people. Maybe it can jump to, 4 days a week or 5 days, whatever. So we'll see. So that's kind of where that's at. So it's been a frustrating process for sure. But and Joe took all my other stuff. So really, that's all I have tonight.
All right, thank you, sir.
Bill, appreciate it.
Questions? You ain't gonna let me out here this easy, are you?
I like the hire, even if they are related.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
I think it'll benefit the city.
Yeah, we need it. I mean, we need.
We need good people, so I'm all about that.
Right.
So, good.
Like I
like
said,
it.
like guards or like officers, if anybody's interested, we'll give you a fair shake. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. If you want to be, even though most of our pool's not very deep, you still got to be able to swim. So I love the idea. I love the desire.
I read that. What was the rate again? I'm not remembering it. Is it going up to like?
Yeah, I think they wanted up like $3 more an hour.
It was like 18?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, 15's the minimum. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, my 17-year-old son's getting paid $15 an hour, Natorps, loading stuff, so.
Really?
There you go.
I'll
If you need a
remember
job.
that Thursday when I'm up there and they're 20% off sale.
Yeah.
Oh, Kings Island was paying them
He'll be at
$20
football
an
on
hour.
Thursday, but
Oh,
Saturday,
man.
Thursday.
Okay, moving on then. Finance Director, Mr. Bauer.
Only thing I have is May's in your packets. Let me know if you have questions.
Okay, questions? None.
I can't believe it.
I do have one more question for Bill on this one. How old do they have to be, 15 or 16? Minimum.
15.
Minimum 15?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, ordinances and resolutions. We have no second readings on ordinances or resolutions. We do have a number of first readings on ordinances. And that's all we can do tonight, isn't that correct?
That's correct. So we'll need to do a special meeting. Because, all this is slated to happen on the 1st. Can't wait till our next meeting. So I don't know if there's a better night that can work for you guys. If you want, we could go next Tuesday again. I'm not available, but whatever works, but we need to get it in before a week from Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, that's just something to think about. We can take the readings, and then maybe under new business, you guys can set a date.
Right.
Let me know, and we'll get it going.
Okay.
Okay, first ordinance, ordinance number 22-1985. An ordinance assessing cost for the removal of high grass and weeds and declaring an emergency. Joe, you must be cutting your grass, you're not on there. June 21st, first reading, council.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Next ordinance, ordinance number 22-1986. An ordinance establishing a certain rate of pay for the new city manager of the city of Mount Healthy. Questions or comments? First reading?
Yep.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-1987, an ordinance creating a new position of Assistant City Manager / Finance Director and establishing a certain rate of pay for said position for the city of Mount Healthy. Questions? First reading ordinance,
Yes.
council? Ordinance number 22-1988. Let's see if I can get through this. An ordinance accepting the resignation of 2 members appointed by the city to the Springfield Township Joint Economic Development Zone 1 Board of Directors and appointing 2 replacement members to complete the aforementioned terms as the city's members of the Springfield Township Joint Economic Development Zone 1 Board of Directors and declaring an emergency.
And an attorney must have wrote that.
Really? Said person.
Aforementioned, I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
aforementioned.
Don't read that one very often.
No. Questions, comments?
What is this regarding? Is this a joint thing with Springfield Township?
Yeah, we have a joint economic development. We have 2. We have a joint economic development zone, and we have a joint economic development district.
Okay.
District was created just for the school, North Elementary, years ago.
Oh, okay.
The zone, a few years back, was created between the city and the township in most of the businesses in the township, and we share in that revenue. We collect it, they get the majority of it.
Okay.
But the city has representation on that, one of which is me, one of which is Ray, who's retiring, so.
Oh,
we figured,
yeah.
Yeah, we need to get 2 people on
Yep.
there, so.
Mhm.
It's just reappointing, Bob's the other member on that.
Do you have new members for,
I think it's gonna be Scott and
Yeah.
Melanie, right?
okay.
Yeah, it's on,
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
spelled out specifically in
Oh,
section
it
3.
is, okay.
Yeah.
I did read that.
First reading.
Questions or comments, council?
No,
We're done?
I got it.
First reading.
Yes.
Yes.
That is all of the ordinances. We have no resolutions. Old business. No, before we do that, I'd like to take a moment and introduce our new clerk of city council, Kathy Schmidt. This is her here. Stand up,
Yes,
Kathy.
yes.
Stand up.
Oh, hello.
She'll be up here taking Melanie's spot, and I'm sure will do a great job, just like Melanie has for years.
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
She works down in the office with Ray, right?
Right,
She's-
she was hired to take Ray's,
Replace it.
Okay.
basically take Ray's position. Yeah,
Okay.
but we got a lot of layover there, so it's great.
Yeah.
Good.
Super. Welcome aboard, Kathy. And I don't care what Melanie says, I'm all right guy. Okay, old business.
Anything?
New business.
Just
Mr. Redding.
July 3rd fireworks, still,
Everything's a go. Yep.
everything's
Michelle
going good.
Robinson
Okay.
Is the entertainment that night, so
That's a Sunday night?
Sunday night. Everybody's off the next day,
Day,
so.
yep.
hoping for
Nice.
a great turnout, yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
We're, no, it's, we purchased a new one to replace one that's outdated, and it's taken over a year, like everything else. Or it's not been quite a year, it said it was gonna be at least
Yeah,
a
it's-
year.
Yeah.
And we got COVID money, that we're gonna use to help get that, so, yeah.
Yeah, they were months and months getting a chip. You know, you've heard the story over and over about everything, but, yeah. So the chip's in, that's great news.
Yep.
I didn't expect that for another 3 months. Okay, new business, council. Ms. Lingo?
Make a motion to adjourn.
No,
Oh, we
Nope.
need to
What do
set.
we
We
gotta-
have to do
Set a
something.
date.
Back up.
we gotta set a date. You wanna go next
set a
Tuesday?
Oh,
date
yeah,
for next
next
Tuesday.
meeting. Yeah, because I don't know when Bob will be back.
When's Bob
If we
coming
have
back?
people,
Uh,
5 people
is
there,
Bob
will that
back?
work?
It doesn't matter because
four people.
we only need 4.
Oh, because we already did the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first reading, so.
Yeah.
Yep. So we just need enough
Doesn't-
to have a
Can
Tomorrow,
everybody make
Thursday,
it?
next Tuesday's fine.
6
When-
o'clock, 7 o'clock.
7
You-
o'clock
you
on
same
Tuesday
time?
here?
Yep.
Okay. What is
Everybody
that,
make it next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
I won't be, but I mean,
Yeah.
this meeting will just
At the
be,
28th?
Only
Yeah,
for
when
that,
is that?
only for those votes.
Yes.
right, so we'll open up the meeting, we'll take the readings on the ordinances, and it'll be closed. There'll be
Okay.
no other-
28th,
No other
28th.
business.
No, the
Yep.
business.
Tuesday the 28th.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Do we
I'll get
need
that
to,
out.
we need a hand approval?
No,
Okay.
I just needed to know, and I'll send
so
the
you can
notice
get
to the press.
Okay.
Yep, I'll notify.
Now I would like
Now,
to make a motion to adjourn, please.
Ms. Lingo has made a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I second.
Mr. Mueller, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion is carried. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Said no on your last meeting.